example. You know, he's fast, but he doesn't have blazing speed, but there's probably not a more precision route runner in the National Football League than Welker. Good carry there, and a first down carry at that for DuJuan Harris out of Troy State. Big package at 5'8", 185 pounds.
Well, you know, the thing about DuJuan Harris, you look north-south. He Kent Stakes that leg. He finds the one opening and goes. So he'll be your prototypical, can he run the stretch? Can he run on a rail? You like to see a guy with explosion. He's very sudden. You see the way when he decides where he's gone now. Out of Rice. And on the flip side, you've got Shane Peterlin out of Dartmouth. So you've got a couple of pretty brainy guys there doing the long snapping out there. Their athletic ability, because it's such a hard position to fill.
And I think that's an excellent point, Glenn, and it really seems to be that tight end position. That seems to be the position where being an athlete and having
things you're supposed to do right, you saw the explosion out of him.
6'6", 265. And speaking of explosion, nice job there by DuJuan Harris, the Troy State player. And there has been some talk, too, about Yeatman perhaps making the move to offensive line. Now, he's not particularly thrilled by that thought. Wants to give tight end a shot, but could find himself moved further.
Raw-boned looking kid. So you put some weight on him, and he still has that ability to move well. Translates to a tackle spot very, very easily.
Well, that would be a tough transition to make. And if I'm Will Yeatman, I wouldn't be exactly thrilled at that notion either. I'd like to play tight end, play the glamour position, but there you see he can block, and he's going to get dirty.
We're in the right-hand box, and that little frog stance the tight ends get. You get a block, gets his head in there, gets a little dirty. That's not bad. That's good for a kid who hasn't played a lot of football.
You do, because he is an athlete, and he is a guy that wants to get in space and get in the passing game, and that is a difficult thing to do for a tight end to run block. First of all, you've got to want defensive end off the ball.
Never stopped his feet. That's what's important. Kept him running the whole way.
Harris gets to the edge and gets into the end zone. Touchdown for the Stars. DuJuan Harris takes it across and pulls his club within one. Extra point coming up, 20-19.
Well, while we were busy talking about Will Yeatman, DuJuan Harris had a very, very productive drive right there, really making some nice jump cuts, showing a lot of burst and explosiveness. So he really had a very good drive right there, moving that team down the field for the touchdown.
You know, a squatty body, got a lot of muscle on him, very sudden, very explosive. You know, he's the type of kid that a lot of guys are going to look at a little later down the draft and see if we can make something out of him.
Well, they have trailed the entire contest, but here early in the third quarter, the Stars have rallied and tied it up at 20-all.
Return man, you know, return is set up one way, and it doesn't hold up for long. There's too much going on. You only have a couple of seconds to set your return and go. But it's after that, what do you make of it? Because most returns, you know, if you average over 20 yards on kickoff returns, you're doing really, really well. You make that one cut and you can get 40 yards, you become a top-tier return man in a big way.
DuJuan Harris punches it across for his second score of the night, but...
And we are back to the Eastham Energy All-Star Game here at Sun Devil Stadium. Brad Steinke joined by DuJuan Harris out of Troy State. The touchdown, you guys are all tied up at 20 apiece. What was said at halftime? You guys are really starting to get some momentum right now.
I know Coach told us a little speech. Well, it just came from the heart, you know, by a life speech, you know, and pretty much telling us value life, you know. And this is pretty much our last time in our college helmets, so we just got to give it all we have.
You know, what has this week been like for you? Obviously, the scouts have been here, an extra chance for you to show what you've got. What have you learned out of this week?
You know, it's a business. You know, this is our job interviews, and if you want a job, you got to look good, you got to have a good interview. So that's what we got to do.
Now, I was told your nickname earlier in your life was Fox. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's Fox with 2 X. Yeah, but yeah, you know, I was born right here. You know, my mother and my father gave me a nickname.
And final question: what's it going to take for you to excel at the next level?
You know, pretty much just do what I do and get better every day. You know?
All right, thanks for stopping by and best of luck. You guys tied at 20 apiece. We'll send it back to the booth. It's Fox right there.
All right, thank you very much, Brad. And boy, Fox had a lot to do with some early success. 17 rushing yards in the first half of the Stars, 37 on that touchdown drive alone, guys.